think we're live on the YouTubes also. Let's go ahead and check. Do this here. Oops, not that video. Let's see here if I can hear myself. Should be able to. All right, good. I can use the headset while it's plugged in. Very good. I didn't charge my headset overnight. The bitch is almost dead. All right, welcome all my fine aviation enthusiast friends. Welcome back to the best damn airplane show you're ever going to see this morning. I guarantee it, as long as I'm the only show you watch for airplanes, it's going to be the best damn show. So, yes, sir. I did a lot of research last night and this morning about that 787 landing last night where we couldn't plug in the ILS. And it seems to be that there's a lot of people that have had the same issue where, you know, you plug in the info and it just does not do anything. It's just the localizer doesn't work. Like, I don't know. It's weird. I'm going to play with it a little bit when I'm not, you know, actually doing a video. I'll play with it a little bit and see if I can, like, you know, maybe figure something out. That is very strange that, you know, a lot of people are having that issue, which, I mean, it makes me feel better that I didn't do anything wrong. You know, I mean, it's a pretty simple thing to do. You just input the info and the airplane should capture it. But anyways, let's focus on today. So we're doing this here flight. It's Alaska Air flight 0173 from Seattle Tacoma International to Stevens Anchorage International. It's a long flight, but thankfully we have 8 times speed with the Pmdg 737-800. So let's go ahead and jump in this airplane, and we're going to let the Seattle ATC tell us which runway to go off of. So, and then that'll help us decide. Well, actually, we're supposed to take 16 left, so maybe we'll turn off the ATC until we get in the air again. I think we'll do that. There's 16 left. So 16 left is probably this runway here. All right, so 16 left. So we got to, come on. We got to back up and then go out here. Okay, that's easy. So back up with the tail going to the right. If you're sitting in the plane, it's going to the left. So the airplane in real life took off from gate C10A, but I do not see a C10A anywhere. The closest thing I saw was at C11. So I think that's what we're going to stick with. I mean, I don't see a C10A anywhere. So we're just going to stick with this. We got a medium-sized aircraft anyway, so it should be good. So let's go flying. This is my first time doing a flight with this airplane since I reset the Xbox, reset everything. So hopefully things will be kosher, so to say. Hopefully things will be okay. I have no reason to believe otherwise. I think things will be just fine, but sir, it's still dark out. All right. I don't think that jetway is gonna connect to us. So we're just gonna leave people coming in from the stairway, I guess. Today we'll just do it that way. Oh yeah, I gotta set everything up. Give me a second here. Yeah, we gotta set up this airplane so it starts at the right state. All right, so we got. I've never flown Alaska Airline. So we have cold and dark with the GPU attached. So let's keep that. Hey, you guys get to see a little behind the scenes stuff now. All right, aircraft. Let's go to equipment. All right, we need to make this fail OP. That way there are these 3 buttons, and now we can do a category 3 ILS landing if we so choose. Wings level, we can allow the glide scope to capture before the localizer if we need to. Yep, that's all good. Smart, 400, 300, 200. And we'll leave all that off. Blue water and cyan, yeah, I like it to be in a different color. Okay, E-tops, yes, that's all good. That's all good. Default trans level is fine. Okay, install the heads-up system. All damp gauge, it's fine. We'll do the improvement package. Carbon is fine. Put off switch, old style. Okay, all that is fine. That is fine. Pressurization panel. I guess we can leave it old. That's fine. All right, let's put the Wi-Fi antenna in. And we are choosing the radio so these radio panels, classic and standard. So this is the classic look here, which is, you know, it's good. I like the new version though. Down here, it tells you if it's, you know, ILS or VOR. I mean, I know what it is when we plug it in, but anyways, I like that better. All right, let's go to displays. We need to run through all this real quick just to make sure everything is okay. Most of the other things I don't need to change. They're good the way they are. But I need to make sure. All right, we are doing kilograms. That we definitely needed to change. All right, and failures, we are gonna do, well, we're gonna turn that on actually, but we gotta do it from a different spot. We gotta go to options and simulation, service-based failures on. Sync all that. Call out airspeed alive. Okay, we're gonna do EDX. Auto time compression, direct sim rate control. No, we're doing auto time compression. AP disco on controller input. Disable. Oh, no, we can do that if we can click Y. There we go. Okay, yeah, we can do that. That's fine. All right, yokes move when lowered. Let's put yes. And rudder only. We're going to do tiller and rudder. Actually, let's make this a no. All right, return. You know what? Yeah, we can make it a yes. Who cares? I don't really think it changes anything. All right, so that's all good. And performance, I don't think we need to change anything. Nope. All right, so all this is done. Let's go ahead and save this. So save, and we will call this AKA or ASA for Alaska. So ASA for Alaska. Excellent. And now that'll be stored to this livery. So, oh, I love Aerofly. Yeah, man, Aerofly is awesome. I just, there's no way for me to stream it effectively. I've tried. streaming it from my iPad. I don't have the desktop version. I just have the mobile version of Aerofly, and I do play it a lot. It's just very difficult. And I have a lot of videos on my channel. I think close to 100 Aerofly videos at this point. But there's no way for me to stream Aerofly. I've tried mirroring the screen and to my to my desktop, but so it usually crashes. For some reason the mirroring software stops working, or Aerofly itself crashes. I don't know. Now I haven't tried it since the iPad has been updated. It just updated actually this morning when the update finished. So if it comes out and the update's okay, then I can certainly try it again. I've already paid for the software for the mirroring, so it's I think it was like $8 on the Microsoft store. So yeah, I can try it. I'll try it again. I love Aerofly though. There's some things about it that I don't like. I wish over the years they would have improved a few things, but overall it's an excellent simulator. That was really all I played simulation wise until I could start playing this simulator. All right, now we are in our cold and dark state. Actually, let me get my mouse. Hang on, guys. Let me see how much of this showed up and how much didn't. Might have to redo all this. Oh yeah, Jesus Christ. All right, yeah, I guess I got to redo everything. So let's go ahead and I guess we'll have to start over again. Let's start over. Thanks a lot, Twitch. All right, gate C11 again. We're going to do things a little different this time to make things quicker. I can't believe that. All right, let's go ahead and click ready to fly. Damn it, I was hoping to take them. Damn it. Hope I didn't break my headphones just now. I have them plugged into the wall because they were going dead, and I just kind of yanked the cord out. Let me plug them back in again. All right, so we had to restart everything thanks to Twitch. Somehow, I don't know why there was a connection error. That was very strange. I'm using my LAN cable, so that's all plugged in. So let me go on YouTube real quick and make sure that we're good before I start. Man, I was hoping to actually take off when it was dark out. Maybe we still can. But go live and make sure everything is still good. Yeah, I think things are good now. Yep, things are good now. Okay, very good. All right, so instead of bringing the trucks over and doing all that stuff, we're just going to load. I'll show you how to, this time around, we're going to load up the airplane right from the beginning and not worry about trucks coming over and all that. So, all right, let's turn on this screen first. Let's turn on this screen here. All right, let's go ahead and turn on some power. So power should be around here somewhere. Where's the battery switch? Oh, battery, where are you hiding? Here we go. Battery switch, ground power. Turn on U lights. Arm those lights, and let's turn on I just armed the emergency lights. That button I just hit was for the emergency lights. All right, let's do that. Let's put a little bit of floods on to increase our panel. And let's go ahead and lower that screen a little bit because that screen is really bright. The same thing over here. That's good. A little bit of background and a little bit of floods. All right, very good. Let's get the weights set real quick. So let's go to actions. And today we're just going to set everything from here. Let me show you how to do that. So we got 11.8 for our fuel. So we're going to do 11.8. It would make sense that I'd have some sort of glitch. Everything's working fine on the airplane, but now let's have Twitch or something else like stop us from doing our thing. All right, let's put 11 people in first class. We have 157 people on board today, and we'll put 146 in economy. And our forward cargo is 1,200. And our aft cargo is 2,700. All right, now that we have all that set, now what you need to do is go up to here and just type it in here. So we have 11,800. Oops. Can't believe we got to do all this again. Jesus Christ. All right, 11,800. We have 157 for people. Can actually release the stairs. We don't need those. And now we can put in 1,200 here. And 2,700 there. So now we are all set. We don't need to call the trucks over. We don't need to do any of that stuff. We're good. So let's go ahead and just stay on this page because we're going to release the ground power here momentarily. Let's get the IRS lined up. Let's come up here. Let's click on you. And let's align you here. Give it about 30 seconds. Damn it, I was hoping to take off during sunrise. Shit. Fucking Twitch crashing. It's always something, man, with me. It's like there's a omen, like a streaming omen over me. There's something always getting in the way. Something that's out of my control. Then again, I probably could have paid attention. I shouldn't really blame them. I could have paid attention, I guess, more to Twitch and noticed that there was some sort of error on the computer. At least a message on the computer saying there's an error, and I could have. I can't really blame it on anybody else but me, I guess. I'll take the L on that one, y'all. All right, I know we need to. Sorry, I was grabbing my vape. All right, let's click on you. Let's go here. And click on you. So now all that's good. Let's do route. So we have Casea. PANC. And I got to do everything again. That's right. ASA 0173. So ASA. All right, let's do departure first. So we got 16 left. We got Bangor 9, I believe. Yep, and Ari. Let's activate that. All right, let's go to our next page so we can plug in our waypoints. So we have Foch, FOCHE. And we have Price, Captain Price. Some Price from Call of Duty. EKA. we have Laire, Laire. That should be it for the waypoints. The next waypoint is our transition to our descent. So let's go ahead and choose ILS 7 right. I wanted to do the RNAV landing, but I kept on getting an error message about the speed, so we can always change it as we get closer. But let's plug in this for now, because this is what everything is based off of. So, and we got Kitty and Joe. Good. Let's go to legs and get rid of any discontinuities. Hello.
Hi. Do you have any
Tylenol? I can't stretch. Hand me that bag right there. I'm plugged. No, my plug bag. I'm plugged into the wall.
Oh.
Because my headset was about dead. So.
Is that the other one? Did you get a new one?
This is the Xbox one.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I bought it a few months ago. It was on sale. No, I got it because I couldn't use the PlayStation one with the Xbox.
Okay.
No, that one you can't. That one you can't use with the Xbox.
Oh, I didn't even want.
Do you need any of your other stuff? All right, take that. Hopefully you'll. Oh yes, sir. You sounded very good singing in the middle of the night.
I was turning a little night.
Maybe I thought it was. I didn't look at my clock. Maybe it wasn't the middle of the night.
It was like 10.
10 at night? No, it was dark outside. It would have been dark at 10 at night. No,
I was
no, I'm not talking about this morning. I'm talking about.
asleep at night.
Oh, you were?
Yeah.
Oh, maybe I was dreaming it then.
Dude, I slept all night. I slept from like 7, from the time that I went upstairs
Yeah.
to like 5, 6 a.m.
Oh my goodness. All right, well then maybe I was dreaming it. Sorry. It's a very, very good chance I was dreaming it. All right. See ya. All right. So all this looks. Oh, we got to get rid of these vectors here. So let's click on alias and vector. Otherwise, the route won't calculate everything properly. All right. Let's click on legs now. Let's look at our flight plan. Make sure all this is good. So let's come up here. Change you to map. And let's come down here and click on the steps button here. Yep, and what we'll do when we get to Andy here, we'll just go straight on out for a while and then make this U-turn. The RNAV landing wanted to, it was going to bring, we still might do it. It was going to bring us in and loop us, but it said we couldn't get to the speed in time. But if it's clear enough and the weather's good, I think I'm going to switch the landing as we get like closer to Joe. If the weather looks okay, we may just wind up doing that RNAV landing, because I really like trying to do those as often as I can, because they are quite a bit more challenging than a regular, landing like this. All right, let's put in our forecast again, and then we will put in our weights, turn the APU on, and then back up. So we have 31,000 first. I guess I should use my mouse for this. It'll be quicker. I have to click twice with the controller, but I can just click once with the mouse. All right. Hello. Oh, I guess I should exit out of that so the mouse can work. All right, we have 212.26. $20,000 feet. We have 214.20, 214.20. Trying to do this as quick as I can so we can try to take off during sunrise, but I think we're going to wind up missing that window today because of Twitch and because of me, because I didn't pay attention to my laptop quick enough to, you know what? And the person in chat did say what happened. I thought he was talking about me resetting the airplane because I had to it's my first time using this livery, so I had to adjust like a lot of the settings. And then I backed out of the plane and restarted so the settings would keep. So I thought that's what he was referring to. I had no idea he was referring to the actual stream going down on Twitch. And so I have to, so in order for me to use my headset, my Xbox headset, I have to stream from the Xbox to Twitch and then use OBS to capture my screen on my laptop and send that to YouTube. I've tried plugging in my Arctis headset into my PlayStation into the controller, but the sound is not great. And I like the controls. I like the sound controls much better with this Xbox headset. So I think that's the first time I really ever had any issues though. So, all right, let's go to index. Let's go ahead and request our load for the day. All right, let's load that in. Let's click execute. Now our cost index is actually 48. I have it defaulted for 18. That's what it was defaulted to originally, so that's what we're going to keep. All right, our cruising altitude is correct. It's actually 36,000 feet, so that's good. Our fuel plan is 11.5, so let's plug that in there. And our cruise wind is 290 and 47. $90.47. All right, all that looks good. Let's go here and do 30 degrees higher. So now we have 37. Let's do takeoff -1. All right, let's go to takeoff. Now we need to set our runway information. I believe it's -0.71. Yep. For some reason, that number stuck with me from the last time. All right, -0.71. And we got a runway wind of 220 and 12. So 220 and 12. We are almost done. All right, this should calculate automatically. Let's do our flaps at 10 today. It's kind of a little bit of a heavier airplane. All right, all that is good. We're going to have to re-verify this as we get closer to takeoff. All right, all that is good. So I believe we are all set, my friends. Everything else is good. So climb, yep. Cruise is 36,000 feet. We already got that in. All right, very good. So let's go ahead and turn our mouse off now. Let's get the APU on. So let's go ahead and turn that fuel tank on. Turn on the APU. Turn on some logo lights. We'll plug in 36,000 feet here. Again, 150 there. We can turn on our yaw dampener now that the IRS is aligned. We can put our probe heat on. We can turn our window heat on. Let's turn on these as well. So we can turn. And let's put on our seatbelt lights. Once these lights turn blue, we can then put on our generator for the APU. All right, very good. So that's done. Let's put our bleed on. And that is excellent. Let's release. Let's release our ground power unit. Ready for pushback. We're going to be turning the nose to the right today. Let's make sure the parking brake is on. Let's remove our chocks. Let's get the tug here. And let's start.
Cockpit to ground.
Go ahead.
We've been cleared for pushback and start. They want the tail to our left.
Roger that. Ready for pushback, tail to the left. Release brake brake, please.
Brakes released.
Excellent. Let's turn on the rest of our fuel tanks.
Brakes released. Here we go.
We can set this. I got to turn the flight directors on. All right, our heading for takeoff is 164. And this should be 164. I usually do 15 knots over whatever the V2 speed shows onto there is. All right, let's go ahead and turn on our first engine. That's good. We can stop him. Our parking brake back on. All right, let's put our next engine on. Back here, let's turn our TCAS system on because traffic does work in this airplane. However, this panel here, the weather does not work, so we don't have to worry about that. This is our heads-up control. We're going to be altering this as we get close to landing so we can set up the heads-up display correctly for our landing. Go ahead and change U to map. Scroll U all the way in. We can turn off VORs. And the current METAR right now is 2962 here in Seattle. Since we have live weather, I think we have live weather on actually. Let me make sure. Yeah, everything's live. Okay. We'll do it live. All right, let's turn you down to 2962. That's 8 minutes ago, according to Navigraph. So 2962. And I have it set up to where it should sync all the, everything. All right, very good. So that's good. Let's go ahead and turn these generators on now so we can turn the APU off. Oops, wrong way. Let's turn you off. Let's turn you off. Let's put you on auto, and let's put the packs on auto. Hear that air come on. Let's turn you to continuous. Let's put on the strobe lights now since it's still kind of dark outside. And let's put on some taxi lights. My friends, we are all set. We got to put our flaps down to 10. Twitch is still working. That's good. No more error messages. All right, let's get out of here. Let's release the parking brake. A little bit of juice. We'll put our heads-up display down when we get a little closer to taking off. Shame we couldn't take off when it was dark out, but I think we got everything set up very quickly this time. Yep, might have been the server. Get out of the way. Finally about ready to take off. Excellent. A fresh install of Microsoft Simulator. I reinstalled it yesterday. I've been having a lot of issues with screens going off, so I factory reset the Xbox, and I have now reloaded everything with the simulator except for any of the scenery updates. So the only things that are downloaded are the edition of the game that I chose, like the premium deluxe that I bought, and just the airplanes that I bought with it. I did not download any of the scenery editions. That does seem to have fixed a lot of the screen issues that have now started to arise. So I think we're hopefully going to be okay now. I did a flight last night with the Dreamliner, and outside of one thing not working on the Dreamliner, which is kind of a known issue, that thing worked flawlessly. So hopefully we'll be okay. We can arm that. We can turn on LNAV and VNAV. We're pretty much going to just turn and burn. When we get to cruising altitude, we'll increase the sim by 8 times speed so we can get to our top of descent 8 times quicker. When we get close to our descent, we'll turn back on the ATC and communicate with them so we can get the air marshal to show up. To get the air marshal to show up at the airport when you land, you have to have the ATC active so it can direct you to the gate. And then when you get to the gate, you will have the air marshal there with the little glow sticks directing you left and right and putting that big, beautiful X up in front of you when you are supposed to stop. All right, very good. We're doing good. We'll stop. We'll stop when we get up here. Just get the brakes to stop us. I'm not going to put the parking brake on. It'll slow us down enough for me to go ahead and be able to put our landing lights on. So let's slow down all the way there, right? And that'll give me a chance to go ahead and do this. And everything else is good, so very good. And once we give it some juice, we'll click the toga screw. So there's a screw to activate toga on this airplane. Let's go. Let's give it some juice. Click this toga screw right here. We're all set, my friends. On our way to Anchorage, Alaska. A flight I have always wanted to do, but never had enough time to do it. But now I can make time because we can do 8 times speed. Helps a lot.
B738. Positive rate of climb.
Gear up. Put our flaps up. Engage our autopilot. So we can lock this. All right, we can put our flaps up again. Oh no, we're not past 5 yet. Okay. Once we get past 5, we will. All right, there we go. Now we can go next set of flaps up. Up again, and we can get ready and put our flaps up all the way. All right, flaps are up completely. We are good. Turn off our heads-up display. We don't need that anymore right now. Do have live weather turned on, live time, so this is what it looks like supposedly right now in Seattle. All right, let's plug in our next. So we have 25,000. Let's turn you on to here and turn data on. Now, this flight took place in real life, I guess about an hour and a half ago now. I think maybe 2 hours ago is when it took off. Still 2962 is still the METAR information. Actually, let's put the co-pilot on map mode. Turn off our lights. We're close enough to 10,000 feet. Engine bleeds on, right? Packs are auto, that's good. Landing gears up and off. And flaps are up, no lights. So, all right, we are all good. check one thing real quick. I think I have the photogrammetry one, I think is what it's called. Yep. Okay. That when you're in a city, near cities, that makes all the buildings 3D and all that stuff. All right, we are all set for our climb. Once we get the climb, we will go ahead and put it on 8 times speed. Pmdg has an excellent system for speeding up the plane that they handcrafted themselves, and it works. It's an excellent system, way better than the standard one from Microsoft. Way better. But I'll turn that on once we get up to our cruising altitude. We have, let's see how much longer we have to the top of our descent, top of our climb. We have 114 miles to the top of our climb. All right, very good. Yeah, to activate the speed that we're going to do, I need to use the mouse to do it. But we need to click on this button right here. For some reason, it doesn't really work with the controller, but I have a mouse, so we can just use the mouse. Same thing with clicking the standard button here, or this standard button here for our barometer. I need to use the mouse for that also, otherwise what happened last time when I tried it with the controller, I clicked standard and see how it's like it's flashing blue. Well, it then started rapidly flashing blue, and then down here it kept on clicking standard and then like the number and standard and the number. When I finally got control of it, the barometer changed so much that it lowered my altitude like 3,000 feet. So now I just use the mouse to click it, because then I don't have any issues at that point. Might as well put this up to 36,000 feet now. We'll activate the ATC once we get close to our top of descent. We will activate that so we can get the air marshals to show up. Maybe they can guide us into our landing. This flight really kind of skims the coastline of Canada and Alaska. It should be a pretty good looking flight. I mean, even though we're going to be really high up in the air. But let me turn my mouse on because we need to get ready to click the barometer to standard. Transition here is 18,000 feet. Turn the mouse on. Standard. Now we are good. Now clicking it there now changed it everywhere in the airplane, because that's how I have it set up. Turning off of Bangor. Next waypoint should be Ari, and that should be the beginning of our actual route. That should end our departure, and that'll be the beginning of our actual route. Yeah, so far, I did a lot. I didn't do really any actual flights like streaming this week during the week. I've spent most of the week trying to problem solve this screen issue that has been out there. A lot of people have the same issue after the last update, and I think I finally figured it out. Now the PC-12 works pretty much everywhere. The Garmin systems, now that we're blacking out, seem to be working everywhere. Outside of Frankfurt, PC-12 seems to work everywhere. And the A10, the A310 seems to be working everywhere now, so seems like had to get rid of a lot of all the world scenery updates had to go away. Let's increase this to... And what do we got left for top of our climb? 83 miles, not too bad. Once we get to the top of our climb, then we'll increase the speed. I could probably increase it now, but sorry, I don't mind climbing. It's just the sitting at the cruising altitude for 3 hours is kind of much. But with 8 times speed, it makes it much more tolerable. You can really go up to 16x with Pmdg, but they do not recommend it. They do not recommend it. They seem to think that, I've never tried it personally, but from what I've seen info-wise from Pmdg and other people, is that 16x will usually cause the autopilot to pick off and, the plane to be out of control at that point. It would be nice if they brought out the tablet for this plane. So far, they're still kind of, I guess, beta testing it, so it's not available yet for this airplane, but whenever they do come out with it, it will be nice. Have the EFB, the electronic flight bag, I guess is what it's called. Now let's turn off our seatbelt signs. Everybody back there can run around and have fun. When we get set up for our landing, what we're going to do is, so the heads-up display will be correct, we're going to come down here, we're going to click mode once. It's going to change it to like the ILS mode, and then the standby mode is going to say V here for visual. Clicking the mode once, what that's going to do is all this info here on the sides, like this here, both of these are going to go away, and everything is going to be cleaned up, and you'll have a much more open space visually to see around you, to see the runway and all that. And then this reticle right here, which is this one right here, these two, which are going to line up with the runway. What we need to do as well to get that to work is we'll come back down here to the we'll click on runway, and we're going to type in the length and the height of the runway and save that. And what that's going to do is be able to put that reticle right in the sweet spot of the touchdown zone. So we're going to do both of those. We're also going to come down here and put nav 1 and nav 2 with the right ILS frequency. And same thing with course. If we're going to do the ILS landing, there's a good chance we're going to do the RNAV landing. As long as it's clear enough, I want to try to do that. I will have to adjust the speed myself of the plane, because when we're doing this RNAV landing, the way the chart shows it, we're going to be at a max of 230 knots at one point, and then we're supposed to make this U-turn towards the airport, and at that point we're supposed to get to like 180 knots. So if the weather's clear enough, we may wind up switching our arrival and then just controlling the speed manually so we can do it. Because I really like RNAV landings, and I like practicing them when I can. So we will see. If we do that landing, we're going to have to adjust quite a bit of info in here and change and delete some waypoints and things like that. there's an extra, I think, 3 or 4 waypoints in the arrival that we're not going to need if we're going to do that RNAV landing. Tonight we're gonna, I think, either do a Cessna Longitude or the PC-12. I think we're gonna be going out for my son's birthday tonight, so when we get back, I'll do that. The boy is turning 18 tomorrow, which is very hard to believe. Very hard to believe, man. I've, that he's 18 years old. That is just crazy to me how quick time goes by sometimes. All right, just over 30 miles left to the top of our climb. pretty much at our cruising altitude now. So as you can see, we have 1,000 miles to the top. 1,000 miles to the top of our descent. Man, maybe I shouldn't have done this flight. Jesus Christ. All right, let's go ahead and 8x speed. So come over here and click this. Now this is in green, which means we are in our sped up mode. Person at my front door. Let me look at the Ring doorbell. History. See who was knocking on my door. Looks like people selling something. All right. What it looks like to me. Oh yeah, they selling something. Two guys with backpacks on. I didn't hear them. They can go away, which they already did. So I think this sped up mode with Pmdg, I think that it kind of alternates between speeds. I think it goes up to 8x. I don't think it's 8x all the time. Because there's times when the mileage really goes down quickly, and there's times where it doesn't. So, which is fine. It doesn't need to be 8x the whole time, but a good chunk of the time is very helpful. The only time I really turn it off is if we're making a big turn. So now there doesn't seem to be. I'm looking at the flight plan right now. There's really like no big turns. So we might be good just to stay in this mode as long as we can. Yeah, see how it looks like it's in regular speed right now? That's one thing I don't know. I may have to look into that. I don't know if adjusting the view alters the speed. Like, I don't know if I need to sit in this mode the whole time, like just this one view. So we'll just sit in this view as long as we can. Kind of boring just sitting here looking at this, but we gotta do. That's what we gotta do. Now it's sped up quite a bit now. You can look at the mileage now. It's just clicking down now. Took us out of speed mode. Let's put ourselves back in speed mode. Go. Wonder if I could do 8x speed and then speed up the sim as well from Microsoft. Looks like we're going to overspeed again. Good, it's going back down. I'm just going to sit right here. I'm not going to move. Not right now, because we're chunking at this mileage pretty good. Looks like it's doing about a mile a second, actually. Maybe a little, just a little bit quicker than a mile a minute. Boring as it is, just sitting right here looking at this, that's what we're going to do, because that is doing good with the mileage. Just turn off our center fuel tanks. Should get rid of that error message. Yep. Come back down here. We can monitor everything. 8x speed right now. We can see the mileage clicking down. We're also in green here, which shows us that we're in sped up mode. So as boring as it might be just sitting here, doing an outside view seems to tweak tweak this so it doesn't go as fast. So we're just going to sit here for a while, stay in the cabin where it's nice and safe. Yeah, when the 8X is working, looks like we're doing a little bit more than a mile a minute. I'm sorry, a mile a second, which is very cool. I don't think the with live view and all that and all these clouds, I don't think on Xbox, at least on the Xbox S, it can render everything as fast as it needs to. And you can see like how rigid the clouds are and all that. So there's really not much to look at now. Anyways, we're 36,000 feet in the air, and we're kind of over the shore right now. So there's not a whole lot to see. Almost cut our cruise in half at this point. We had about close to 1,100 miles from the top of our climb to the top of our descent, and now we're about 600 miles. Look at the chart. RNAV landing. Approach RNAV Z. We have two RNAVs. One's GPS and one is RNP. So let's see what the GPS one looks like first. That's coming in from different directions. Yeah, that's not for us. We need the RNP one. So it's Cenex, it's a max of 230. Procedure not authorized. Mandatory 2,000 feet, so at Cenex we're at 4,000. Then by the time we get to Tully, which is almost 8 miles, we need to be down at 1,600 feet. Let's have an FAP though. I wonder if it'll have a glide path as well. Is there a VOR station there? Let me see. A VOR station there, then well, there is. But after the airport, there is. World map. It ends right there. Maybe we will switch this over. All right. That little bit of a turn it can handle. Hopper, let me pin this. Go back to it. Alright, let's see here on the... we can do a Category 3 landing, though. Oh, man. Let's think about that. Let's think about that one. Man, we are really chunking down the time. Look at this. Go ahead, baby. Do your thing. This is actually a good plane to do the RNAV landing in because we can adjust the required navigation performance, the RNP number. A lot of other planes we can't adjust that. That's one of the big reasons I like doing RNAV landings in this plane over other planes is because we can adjust it accordingly. See this RNP we have, that's required navigational performance. That's what we are requiring our plane to do, and ANP is actual. So right now we're requiring 2, and its actual is 0.6. Now obviously we're not descending, so we're not, we're ascending, so we don't really, those numbers don't mean much right now. All right, so we started at about 1,100 miles to the top of our descent, and we're down to about 3. So we're doing good, my friends. Doing good. Looking, bro. Look at that. 738 Concorde. I don't think my son has been asleep since yesterday, man. I think he's been up all night playing online. New generation is scary sometimes. Like how they just cannot live without technology. Like I love going on vacation to places where my cell phone doesn't work. There's no internet, man. It is so nice. Like the first day, it's kind of strange not having a phone, but once you get past that first day and you just kind of get used to like, yeah. Oh my god. All right. Hopefully you guys can't hear my son. He's yelling almost at the top of his voice. Jesus Christ. Alright, we are on our way to Joe. Joe. What does that stand for? What's that VOR station, Joe? What's you stand for, Joe? Let's see. Joe, which is actually the beginning of our arrival. That is for... what does it say? Johnstone Point. Orca Bay. Very cool. I really like the Alaska bush trip that they have with this game. That is a really cool bush trip to do it. You have the simulator. There's, I think, 3 bush trips that come standard with the game. There's one in, I believe, the one in Argentina and Chile, which is one. You use a Cub Crafter's X single prop to fly that, which is, pretty good plane. Not real fast, but it's got a good nav system, and it's a little tricky to stop after you land, because it like tilts up in the air. It's got the wheel like on the back of the tail, so you kind of have to take your time. It's kind of a balancing act for a while, trying to slow down enough without putting the nose into the ground. But you have that one. I think the Alaska one, which I think uses the same plane, and then they have one throughout like Yosemite, California, and all that. And that airplane, there's no autopilot available. It's like an open air cockpit kind of deal, and you have to adjust the speed and the trim accordingly to be able to keep the airplane level during your flight. And that one you have to use pretty much the ground and what's on the ground to navigate. So you have to follow the navigation list, like, you know, well, if you do the trip, it gives you like a whole bunch of like waypoints and a description of what you're going to see, and then you follow that. It gives you a VFR map too, so you can kind of get an idea of like mountains and the ground and stuff like that. And then you just do your best to follow the commands, you know, of the navigational, you know, readout that they give you, and then do your best to match it up with the ground and the timing of the different legs. And yeah, it's fun. Ooh, we are almost at a point where I can turn off 8x speed. When we get to about 40 miles, I'm going to turn it off. That didn't take too long at all. Alright, let's turn off our speed. Alright, now we are in regular speed. We can turn the mouse off for a little bit. Let's see what altitude we need to be at here. So 16,000 is width. Let's see if that still holds true. Let's look at our arrival chart. So width we need to be above, and gale we need to be at 12,000 feet. So that I don't think I can change just yet, but I can put in 16,000 for here. It's in magenta, we can change it. And all right, so let's plug in 31.4 right now, because that's our next one down. And what we're going to do is click VNav, click it again, and that should reset VNav. I don't know if I want to stick with the ILS landing or not yet. I haven't decided. I need to make a decision here really soon, though. Now, let me check the weather out in the area. If the weather's clear, we'll do the RNAV landing, I guess. Of course, I don't know if people want to see that or if they want to see the... what's it called? ILS landing, but I mean, the ILS landing is not really difficult to do. But yeah, let's do the RNAV landing. Let me go ahead and pause the game. Game is paused. Let's come down here. So we'll just change it on this one here. Let's change it to RNAV Z, I believe is what it is. We got Hopper as the transition. 1 second, let me change it on Navigraph. Yep. Okay, very good. So, and now let me go back to charts and in the ILS landing. Okay, so we got Hopper. And we still have this here. Joe is still the transition. And now we need to do some... We need to get rid of a few waypoints here. Yeah, I know we're using reserve fuel. Just relax. All right, Joe, Gale, Slitty, Andy, Hopper. Slitty, okay, so let's get rid of some of these. I disconnected the autopilot for a second by accident. All right, slow. Hail.
Traffic. Traffic.
Traffic. Okay, let's bring you up. You up. And we have Joe and then Whitty. So we can get rid of this one Joe here. Whitty up here. And we need to get rid of Slow, Slitty, Andy. So we have Hopper. So from Gale, we need to go to Hopper. So let's delete this one. Let's delete this one. And what is it? Do we need Andy as well? I don't think we do. No, we can get rid of Andy as well. So let's get rid of Andy. All right. I guess we can't get rid of Andy just yet. Okay. Let's bring this up. We have Whitty and then Hopper. So Hopper. Do that. Let's do, and then we are going from, what did I say? Whitty to Hopper. Oh, Gale to Hopper. Okay. So let's get rid of Andy. Okay. Now we should be good. We got a drag, that's fine. We can do that. All right, let's continue. Let's plug in 16,000 here. All right, very good. Let's plug in 16,000. Oh yeah, we need to do the ATC stuff. Give me a second. Let me turn on the ATC. So we got piloting. All right, that'll allow the co-pilot to do his thing. And ATC voices. Very good. Oh, nav wasn't on. I mean, the autopilot wasn't on. Woody Hooper. Let's do 250 and 12,000 there. $12,000. See if it'll allow us to change it. Okay. And we'll do that. Execute. And let's do 10,000 at Hooper. And then Nerds is, let's see here. That's okay. You know what? We might not have enough. We'll see how it goes. You know, we might not have enough room to do this RNAV landing now. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. All right, let me plug in the course 74. Let's plug that in on both sides. And let's do this here. Let's plug in the Anchorage VOR is 113.5. 1, 1, 3, 5. Oh no, that's not it. 11315. Let's plug that in there. And let's plug in the ILS just in case as the backup. So it's 111.3. Let's plug in 0.3, so we have 0.3. All right, let's get rid of the drag. All right, 111.3. All right, and let's do the same thing over here. So 11315 and 11130. Now let's go set up our heads-up display. So let's click on mode. Now the mode is correct. Let's click on runway. The runway elevation is got 132. So let's click that. 1, 3, 2, enter. And its length is 12,400. 1, 2, 4, 0, 0. Enter. All right, now we got 132 for the height, 12.4 for the length. That's all set up. Plug in 12,000 and see if we will be at 12,000 by Gale. It's going to be cutting it close. We might be able to do this RNAV landing. I don't know. I kind of wish we started our descent a little earlier, actually. Yeah, you know what? Let's stick with the ILS. Let's go ahead and pause this real quick. And let's just do what we originally set up, because I think the top of descent would have hit earlier if we would have had the right landing, and I think we should have switched it way earlier, now that I'm thinking about it. So let's go back here. Let's go back to arrival. Let's do 7 right. Let's do Elias. This. We got Joe. Execute. Let's go back to legs. All right, Whitty, Gale. We have quite a bit to erase. What's our next waypoint? Is Whitty. So we need to get rid of Whitty. So let's do this. Let's bring up slow. Click on slow again. Whitty. Slow to Joe. Slow here. Now we should not be using reserve fuel, I don't think. And let's do this and that. All right, that's better. And let's switch this now to the ILS frequency. I think if we would have put the RNAV in from the beginning, we probably would have began our descent quite a bit sooner. That's all good. There, that. Bring up our METAR information. We're at, wow, that's a low pressure, 2919, Jesus Christ. That's so pretty over here. Let me turn up the volume a little bit. Seemed like it was really loud last night, but now I can barely hear it, so turn it up to, no, not that much. Let's do 25. to switch our METAR over. Use the mouse for that. Otherwise, we might crash. No joke. No joke. All right, let's click standard. And it's really 29.19. That is crazy. And let's click approach here. Use the mouse again. Having approach on this display here usually puts our glide scope diamond and our, localizer diamond on there way earlier. Let's do a little speed intervention. Down to 250 because that's what is called for next. And let's put some some speed brake in. %. We're doing this a little before the decel point, but so we could probably take our our speed brake off now. Just doing that because our altitude changed quite a bit from the barometric pressure. So we got that. Let's set up our auto brakes. Now we have the ILS frequency in. We're going to be going for a Cat 3 landing today. We got 111.3 in both spots. The course is 74. We have that plugged in both spots. Slow, we should be at, let's see here. Slow is 8,000 feet. Andy is a hard 5,000 at 210. Slitty is at 5,400. Let's go ahead and delete. Let's do this real quick and see. I don't know if we can delete this or not because it's not in magenta. Oh, we can. All right, very good. All right, so right now it's saying we're going to be at 8,600 feet, which is okay. Yeah, so you can do that, by the way. If you didn't know you could do that, you can click delete there and on this line here, and then it'll show you, and then when it populates, it'll show you what altitude it looks like you're going to be at. All right, very good. So we're doing good with that. Now, as far as our landing, Elias, Andy, Elias is 6 miles past Wheelo. Let's I'm debating if I want to create another waypoint or not. Let's change this to this. Click on this center button twice. That brings up that display there. We need to be at a hard 5,000 at sleep. So let's do 230. Or is it Andy? We need to be at a hard 5,000. Actually, oh, it's Andy. Never mind. Let's go to 5,000. Some landing lights. I'm debating if I want to create a waypoint before Elias, like 5 miles, because we're going to be making that turn. So let's actually pause the simulator real quick. And let's try to create a waypoint real quick. So we click Elias, right? So Elias, and that looks like it's heading 280. Is that right? Slow and Elias 074. Let's do Elias 274. And 5 miles. Elias. Elias. You know what? We don't need that, actually. We don't need to do that. Yeah, we have enough space to make that turn. I thought we needed maybe like an extra few miles to make that turn towards the runway, but we should be okay. Oh yeah, look at this. I guess RNAV might not be a good landing to do. It's a little tough to land when it's all in clouds and shit. See, our heads-up display looks a lot different now because we changed the mode. So it has all the pertinent details needed for landings now. Let's set up a fix though, at least. We are landing on runway 7 right. So let's type in 07R. Database. All right. Oh yeah, I got to type in run. Duh. RW 07 right. We're gonna do 4 miles. Well, we'll do 5 miles for the gear. And 10 miles for like flaps 15. Just as a reminder, in case we're not there by then. We'll just have a visual reminder. All right, let's go to progress. 240. And by Addy, we need to be at 210. By Slitty. It's coming up pretty quick, it looks like. Yeah, let's drop this down to 210. Yeah, we need to set up our approach. So let's go to init. And let's set this up. Very good. Let's go back to let's actually switch over to heading mode. Let's get down to 2,000 feet. Oh, we can't go until we pass 5. Okay. We got to pass Andy at 5,000, and then we can switch over to go down to Elias is 2,000, 1,600 feet is the glide scope capture point. Our decision height we didn't do yet. That's 100. That's pretty standard. Okay, let's add some flaps. Flaps 5. Is that flaps? Oh, flaps 2. All right, let's go down to 2,000. VS. 1,200. And we'll start making our turn here pretty soon. Gotta go past Elias first. Let's go up a little bit here. Oh man, I'm gonna have to translate that, my man. This is Microsoft 2020. I can get that, but I can't read the rest of it. I'm sorry. After everything's over, I'll get it. I'll translate it and respond to you. We'll go past Elias a little bit, and then we'll start making our turn. All right, let's click VOR localizer, and let's start making our turn.
2500.
Now that we are a little bit past Elias, now we can make our turn. Get rid of the speed intervention now. Let's do it. Put the flaps down a little bit more. We can click approach now. Click this as well, because the glide scope icon has now showed up. So since the glide scope diamond has showed up, we can now click approach mode. And then clicking the second autopilot will now give us a category 3 landing. All right, let's finish lining up with the localizer. We should be capturing this thing any minute now. There we go. Localizer is now captured. $15 miles away. Yeah, this would have been a little difficult to do an RNAV landing, to be honest, since we can't really see anything. So I'm kind of glad we stuck with this type of landing. All right, let's get this down to, let's say, like 160. I want to be at flaps 15 by the time we get to that circle. Couple more clicks to go. All right. That's good. Once we get a little bit closer, we'll put the landing gear down. Put this thing down to 140 something or something. Let's go ahead and put our landing gear down. Oh, in a minute. We got another minute or so we can do. Is our approach again? 138. So we'll say 140. All right, let's go ahead and put our landing gear down. Set this thing to 140. Glide scope is now good. And we have one more click. Now we are flaps full. As we get closer, it should say rollout flare on the display there, since we have A and B on. Oh, I had no idea it was so cloudy, like foggy here. Very good that we are doing very good that we are doing this kind of landing. I'm glad we switched it from RNAV, because I don't know if I don't know. I don't think you could do an RNAV landing in real life with this kind of cloudy and fogginess. All right, you can see it says land 3 now, so we have rollout and flare. So the plane will pretty much land itself. Down to 138.
1,000. Traffic.
Got traffic in the area. Looks kind of far away from us though. Crazy how, like, I did not expect it to be this kind of weather. I've been looking at Navigator past weather maps now. I was looking at the weather as we were flying out, and it looks pretty clear over here. That is nuts how foggy it is. Really close to the, I mean, we're only, look at that, 400 feet from the ground. We can finally start seeing the ground a little bit. Wow.
$100. 50. 30. Approaching minimums. 10.
contact the ATC and tune to the ground. Press taxi to the gates. Normally we wouldn't have stopped on the runway, but you know, it's a simulator and I'm not a real pilot, so we're gonna just chalk it up to that. Put our flaps back up. I believe how like the ground over here, not the ground, the weather, man, that's nuts. Let's follow this little ribbon to our gate and let's see if we got the air marshal. The little glow sticks. Little by myself rave party. I don't think I've ever been to this airport before. Guess we can turn off salt on the ground, maybe they have there. When they calculate those blocks of fuel, they don't play around, man. I mean, that adding that extra couple of miles to our flight plan. It's that bus that we're waiting on, I think. Out of the way, bus, so we can continue our trip before we run out of fuel. Can we go yet? start moving and see what happens. Thank you. I got 10 minutes to finish. We're not going to be shutting the plane down today. We're just going to see if the rave guy, the rave party master is here. His glow sticks. Be leaving here in a few minutes to into my mom's house for son's birthday. He wants to try to make something called ice cream bread. How are we supposed to park here? And there's already a plane there. Well, let's continue anyways. A lot of times we can just go right through these airplanes. Here's my friend. So it does work. Now I've gotten it to work at a handful of airports now with the ATC. Hey man, look at that. It does work. I just wish the sticks would light up, but that was awesome. I'm glad we did this. I'm glad it worked after the initial problems. We got it fixed. I'll be back tonight when we get back from dinner. Probably going to do PC-12 with Cessna Longitude. I want to try something now with all digital screens and Garmin systems to see if this